So, lads, the Fever, Caitlin Clark, whatever you want to say, it's just different. It's just different. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, we have not seen any. Can't remember the last time we've seen anything like this. It's just mad. It's just mad to see the cues, just everything when it comes to Caitlin Clark and this Indiana Fever team. Like, they are playing in. I'm not joking. It's 4 hours till tip off. It is 4 hours till tip-off, and I just saw this right here from Dave Portnoy. There's a line for Caitlin Clark merch around the corner at 9 a.m., an hour before the team stores opens, and 6 hours before tip-off. Like, can we be honest? Like, this is not normal. That is not normal. Is it something that's happened before? Probably. Is it normal? Hell no. And if you're out here saying that it's normal, that this is a common thing, what other I'm not joking when I say this. What other teams will possibly have this? The Valkyries? The Valkyries? And that's just because they're a new team. Like, the Valkyries hype is because they're a new team. It's a trendy team, and it's in Silicon Valley. The Valkyries, by the way, are going to be huge. They're not going to be great this year, but like, they're going to be so fun to watch. Like, again, Carla Late struggled in her debut, but Carla Late is super fun player to watch. Julie Van Loo is one of the more fun players in the WNBA to watch. Not even one of the most fun players in the WNBA to watch. And I'm not confident in them being good. I'm confident in the Valkyries being super fun. And we've got, like, queues, hundreds of people waiting. Well, not hundreds. This is 2 hours. This is an hour before the team store opens. There's at least 60, 70 people there. I could be wrong. And you would assume that in the hour that is better than this, there's going to be, that 60, 70 is going to be hundreds, if not thousands. If not thousands. So I'm going to obviously make a big assumption. There's going to be a big assumption made in the old, in the title of this video, but it's something that we've never seen before, and I don't know if we're going to see it again. Like, this reminds me, like, I was at the WNBA finals last year. I was at the finals in Minnesota. I was at a sold out game in the finals, and I got a Minnesota Lynx jersey. They were sold out of jersey, but the team store was empty up to an hour before tip off. Like, it was nearly empty. Like, in fairness, like, it wasn't, maybe there were multiple team stores, but like, it was a tiny little team store, and that was for the Lynx and Timberwolves, and it was empty. It was empty, but yeah, it's a mad one. It's a real mad one, and I don't think it's something that we've seen before. Have a secret for them; they can buy your jersey online. Yeah, and shout out to the guy who sent me this jersey, and we also have the T-shirt on my chair over there. You can be every game's a home game T-shirt, and because I'm gonna wear that for every Fever away game. I'm not gonna wear it for the home games. It is unbelievably hot right here, so yeah, the T-shirt I'm wearing right now is gonna be coming off for the game. But yeah, it's all around just a mad situation. Who still remembers the WNBA was having their Michael Jordan moment? The whole league was taking flight, and they decided to go off to the Olympics. Just kind of like played out well for MJ. NBA's coming out party, and they left her off the team. I do love how the fact that, like, somebody in the camp came out. So someone was obviously pissed off about it and came out and said part of the reason was they didn't want the circus around the team. They didn't want her fans. It was part of the reason they didn't bring the best point guard in the WNBA into the Olympics. And whatever you want to say about Chelsea Gray, like, I think there's an argument to be made that Chelsea Gray 3 years ago had one of the highest peaks of a point guard of all time, but it's 2025. It's not 2022. I don't care what happened in the 2022 playoffs. But lads, in the 2022 playoffs in the NBA, the Warriors won a championship, and the Milwaukee Bucks were considered to be the best and most promising team in the NBA. This is not the game. This is just waiting to get into the team store. Yeah. An hour. Like, this is not an hour before the game. This is an hour before the team store opens. She's the single reason the WNBA is becoming relevant. Yeah. She's the single reason the WNBA has become a global league within a year. Has become a globally respected league within a year. She's not the single reason for the growth of the WNBA, because obviously the WNBA was having a slow and steady growth. But like from slow and steady growth to considered a major sports league, I don't think anyone would have ever thought that was going to happen. Within everyone, like it was on track to maybe be that in 20 years. But like it is a bigger league internationally, and I'm not joking when I say this. It is a bigger league internationally in the MLB or in Europe than the MLB. Obviously, I was going to say internationally, but obviously there's a lot of countries outside of America that are elite at baseball, like Japan and stuff. But in Europe, it is a bigger league than the MLB. It is a bigger league than the NHL in a lot of Europe. Depending on where you are in Europe, there are some countries that take ice hockey seriously, and countries with hockey in Europe either take it super seriously or just don't play it at all. And that's the thing. It's like it has attracted a casual fan base that the NBA has not managed to do in a while. Look at this tweet. You expect some woke at ESPN, Portnoy, Sony. What? I don't know. I don't know reading some of these stuff, but yeah, it's mad. It's just mad seeing this, and it's good for the sport. No matter what anyone says, it is incredibly, incredibly good for the sport. It's incredibly good for the sport, and like that there's rivalries is incredibly good for the sport, that like there's teams that are relevant. It's incredibly, the Valkyries being a thing is good for the sport. The Valkyries taking Julie Vanloo and her just doing mad stuff every game is going to be fun for the sport. Maureen Johannes coming back is good for the sport. Like the top players from Europe coming over is good for the sport. The level of women's basketball being shown where it's like if players just aren't at the level, they're going to just be completely exposed. You're no longer, players aren't just there to be tall anymore. Griner is an exception because she was exceptionally skilled and had good touch. But like players can't just be tall anymore. The D and no 3 and 3 and no D players are getting ran out of the league. The sport is evolving. And that's not just because of one player. But it took one player to make it mainstream. And some other people are the reason why a lot of people are staying. But also, let's be honest, Caitlin Clark is not only the biggest star in women's basketball, she's the biggest star in women's sports right now by a long way. And I'm trying to think of how many American sports stars are bigger internationally or are bigger in Europe than Caitlin Clark, because I'm not speaking for countries I don't live in that are bigger. International sports stars. Sorry, American sports stars. Because there's none of the American soccer players are big stars outside of Pulisic, but he's mostly talked about as a joke because they used to call him the LeBron James of soccer. And then as a Leeds fan, we have Brendan Aronson, but he's not very good. And we had Weston McKennie who ate his way out of Leeds. Tyler Adams is good, though. I'll give him respect. And I'm just trying to think. Outside of, like, tennis players, and even tennis players aren't that big anymore. Noah Lyles, maybe, because people just don't like him. But, like... And he's a 100-meter sprinter, so he is. But, like, Caitlin Clark is up there. Outside of, obviously, LeBron and stuff. Caitlin Clark is up there, especially because there was an era of the Williams, Tiger Woods, all these players. And all these huge, larger-than-life American sports figures, but they're gone. Caitlin Clark is one of them. But anyway, I'll see you guys.